Hi, this is Kelli.
And this is Sue.
Welcome to Front Porch AF, where friends and neighbors
gather to have a drink and a laugh and figure out how to solve all the problems of the world.
Cheers, Sue.
Cheers, y'all. Welcome back to another. Yeah, you just got back. You got back from a trip.
Yeah, just in time for this great show today.
Why, thank you.
You know,
you flew in.
I flew in just for this because it's a really, really good show. You know,
You've been working on this one for a long time.
I've been working on this one it's just been a hard, busy season for everybody. So getting this one scheduled was fun. But today, maybe not a lot of people that live in Tennessee now, because so many people are kind of transplants, they don't know that Tennessee for a long time was a very blue state.
Yes,
and up until, I say the early 2000s, because we're still in the early 2000s as far as I'm concerned.
Al Gore, our vice president for 8 years.
Yeah, it's hard to believe it was just that recently that we were not in this Republican supermajority. So today we have the pleasure of having Rachel Campbell, who is the chair for the Tennessee Democratic Party, here with us to talk to us about how we're going to figure out how to get back to more balanced representation and balanced government in Tennessee. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, because it's the legislature that's so red. It's not the people.
It's not the people.
It's not the people. People find that hard to believe. That
I know,
because voting is really important. I'm going to turn to the camera and say, if you
voting
don't
is
vote,
very important.
You need to go out and get registered. Seriously. Voting is the most important thing.
And this is from a long-term poll worker.
Yes, and this is from a long-time poll worker.
Yes,
and I'll be working 2 more of them.
Good for you. All right, what are you drinking today? So you drinking, switch it up a little bit, huh?
A very classy drink. This is a mimosa.
Nice.
Because I had some orange juice, and so I just popped.
And you had an
bottle.
airplane champagne.
Pretty much. I might as well use it up.
Very classy.
Nice, classy mimosa.
Yes.
And now, all right, yes, it's a Miller Lite, but what kind of koozie huggy is it in?
Here's the deal. So I could not find my rainbow huggy. I've got a couple. I couldn't find any. And
it's June.
And it's Pride Month.
Yes.
So I just brought a huggy with a picture of a lesbian on it. It's me and my horse. So here we go. Happy Pride, everybody.
Happy Pride, everybody. And we will be having a Pride special, some bonus stuff later on in this month.
We'll be in the parade. So
so we'll put up all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. All right. So, neighborhood notes. You want to kick us off?
Okay.
Go ahead.
On my way down here, I added another neighborhood note, but we're going to start
on your way down the stairs.
On the way down the stairs.
Okay.
Yeah, on my way down here from Lake Michigan. No. I was reminded in a Facebook post of somebody else that in 1941, Irving Berlin wrote a song called "When That Man Is Dead and Gone," and it was about Hitler.
Ahead of his time, wasn't he?
It was about Hitler, and there will be dancing in the streets, all sorts of. And I just thought, oh, what an interesting song! So it's going viral. Honestly, it's everywhere.
Oh, that's
when
cool.
That man is dead and gone.
I can't wait.
It was about Hitler.
I know it's about Hitler.
Yeah, about Hitler.
Right.
Yeah,
I can't wait to hear it.
Nobody else that we know. And number 2. Old Crow Medicine Show with our past guest, Corey Yachts, is having their album released June 7th at the album is called Union Made. You know where it's going to be? Now remember.
I know where it's going to be.
You know where it's going to be. Go along with the ruse. Okay.
Where is it going to be, Sue?
Well, you know the Old Crow Medicine Show is a huge act. I mean, they play
huge.
arenas, and they sell out the Ryman 3 times a year, and they are huge. They're going to have their album release show at the American Legion down
in
the
East
road.
Nashville. In Englewood. I love that.
In Englewood, which is where our other past guest, Nikki Bloom does a regular Thursday residency.
Tonight is Rocky Tonk.
It is Rocky Tonk.
We should take a power nap so we can go to that.
Oh, God, yes.
Let's do it.
All right. But
So
then,
you guys go into the album release?
yes, we are. We got our tickets, and we are going to the American Legion to
How are
see
they-
this world-class show.
Are they doing any kind of reservations for tables or anything? Is it standing? Is like first
No,
come first?
there'll
It's
be
GA.
tables. I have no idea, but
Is Corey?
Corey will
Get you a chair.
Corey will get me a
deal.
chair. And this is where, remember this for the mailbag.
I got it. Okay.
Okay,
I'm gonna write it down.
a friend of ours, a good friend of ours, has a birthday coming up, and I ordered a card in the mail, and it came, and it was a very heavy card. I did not know that when I ordered it.
Okay.
It's a very heavy card, and it is over the 1 ounce limit.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Did you have to get 2 stamps?
Guess what? I pulled out my pack of stamps, and
That's
I
a
rumbled
cute
around.
bag. I love
know
it,
it's
with
Eleanor
Eleanor
Roosevelt.
Roosevelt.
Well, actually, we should put a picture of this up for you who are listening and not watching. Okay,
That's
I got out.
cute.
I have, and I bought these probably 10 years ago. I have forever additional ounce stamps. Yes.
Wow, I didn't even know they made
Yes,
such a
they're
thing.
forever additional ounce stamps. So I can slap one of these that I bought for 17 cents. Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yes,
crazy.
and now-
those are antique.
They
you should
are.
keep them.
I have antique stamps. But go out and get you some additional ounce stamps.
Wow.
You'll only pay like 50 cents today.
Yeah.
And by the time your grandchildren are unearthing your worldly possessions, they'll be worth tens of millions of dollars.
Or at least 75
Or
cents.
at least
at that point.
75 cents. What about your neighborhood notes?
Let me think about it. Let's see. We just got back from the gorge. Piper and I were up there, and the Brandy Carlisle echoes through the canyon. Oh,
That's in the Pacific Northwest.
That's in the Pacific Northwest. It's the gorge in George, Washington, on the Columbia River. Amazing. Bonnie Raitt, Sheryl Crow, Winona Judd, the Indigo Girls. I'm with her, and then Brandy 2 nights, and the High Women. I mean, it was magical. And we camped, and we survived a storm. Everybody's tents blew away, and it was.
And what's
it
the
was
name
wild.
of the festival?
It's called Echoes Through the Canyon, is what Brandy calls it. She played
okay.
3 nights, and I guess it's kind of a festival.
Did you know that George and Gorge use the same letters?
Yes, I
And
did.
a friend of ours got back from a trip to the Gorge and brought us a snowball, one of those little snowball things. Snow globe. And
A snow globe.
And it said the Royal George.
Okay.
Remember Amy did that? Honey?
Amy had been to the gorge.
Yeah, not this is like 40 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she brought us back a souvenir.
Do you still have it?
No, I don't.
Oh, that's kinda
that
cool,
would have
though.
been that would have been. Okay, so I know that you
Anyway,
you got more.
Free trees. Nashville is trying to create a beautiful canopy, or it's Middle Tennessee actually.
more
It's
oxygen, less
and
carbon
so
monoxide
get with
or
the
whatever.
Cumberland Compact, and everybody gets 3 trees per property. So they'll come out, they bring them out. They can even offer planting assistance if you need it.
It's rootnashville.org, I think, and I will put up a link.
It's Root Nashville and the Cumberland Compact too. I think they're all kind of do that together. So everybody do that.
We have a sign in my yard.
Yes, you have a sign in your yard, which
do.
is super awesome. And I guess that's kind of it. I was going to talk about my poor dietary selections before I got on the plane the other day.
Oh,
but
come on! You
I was
cannot
just gonna
tease us like
well,
that.
I was just going to warn everybody that, like, if you are getting on a plane at 5 o'clock the next morning and it's 11 o'clock the night before, and you think a can of black beans with about 2 tablespoons of pickled jalapenos is a good idea, I'm just going to tell you it's not. Don't do it, no matter how tasty it sounds.
And boy, does that sound tasty.
It does. My favorite thing.
By the way, is this something that your fellow passengers also would like you to pass along?
Yes. I don't know. Anyway, it's embarrassing. I don't even know why I put that in the neighborhood notes.
Oh, gosh.
All right. What you got in the mailbag?
Oh,
Steve?
we do have a mailbag. And this is a real mailbag.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I got one thing in the mail, which I'll share with you later.
Okay.
But I got one thing by email. Our good friend, Jim Swift, senior editor at The Bulwark.
Hey, Jim.
Our spirit animal. Mm-hmm. They took the gang on the road to Los Angeles and San
Oh, I know.
Diego.
I wanted to
and
go
they
to
had
that.
a tour bus.
Oh, no.
Jim sent me a photo of our koozie, Huggy. The Front Porch AF honey. And the printer is bad, but he had it on the dash of the bus as they were driving across the desert.
That's awesome.
So thank you, Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
We'll have a nice picture of that up too.
That's
Love the
awesome.
bulwark.
Yep.
And then
What else you got?
this is in the kit report.
Should we buckle our seatbelts?
Yeah, buckle your seatbelts, boys and girls. As we know, my sister Kit lives a wonderful life, and she travels extensively. She listened to the new episode, which just went up yesterday. She sent me notes.
About the hospice episode?
Yes, about my performance.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes, she did. And interestingly enough, it came as the same day as I received a postcard from her.
Okay.
It's about Montreal, where she just spent about 10 days working with a lot of her friends up there. She had a wonderful time. So, and I'll hold this up, but there will be pictures on the web because this is priceless. Okay, this is a postcard from Montreal. Yes, and it really is beautiful.
You know, I've been there once, but they don't speak much English.
Well, she speaks fluent French.
It's good for her. She does well up there. If you
And
don't, they don't like to talk to
her
people
card
up there.
starts out bonjour.
Oh, God.
Yeah, blah blah blah. It's like a petite Paris here. She's just now, but blah blah blah. Wish you were here. Love, Kit. Now here's the kicker. You ready for this? She did not mail it in Montreal. She saved $1.48. She brought it home and she mailed it from Grand Rapids, Michigan. So, Catherine, always the thrifty sister.
I love that. You're using antique stamps and she's sending stuff from this side of the border. That's awesome.
I know. You know, there's a reason why she lives well, because she watches every penny. Every penny.
Gosh.
So, Kit, we're glad you're back. We're glad you had a good time. So, I believe. Oh, look at this.
Oh, look at
Are
this.
we right on time?
We are right on time.
What?
We're pretty good today.
I think
All right.
we did. Okay.
So I'm gonna try to do a good job of introducing our guest. I met Rachel over the phone. I don't even know, maybe about a year ago. She just was calling everybody to see what we were up to. I guess I don't know exactly how she got my number, and I don't know why I answered the phone, because I never answer numbers I don't know. But I just, for whatever reason, sometimes we pick up the phone that day, and we got to have this really great conversation. And she was talking about what she was doing with the TNDP, the Tennessee Democratic Party. We're going to just shorten it from there. So Rachel is the chair of the Democratic Party. She's in Tennessee. She has been working in the political world for quite a while. So right now she leads the Democratic Party, and she's coming from the very ground up, and I think it's because of her experience. So Rachel served as chair of the Hamilton County Democratic Party, and at the same time she was doing that, she was also vice chair of the Tennessee Democratic Party. She was doing two things at the same time. But she really helped build the organizing muscle that really moved voters and strengthened local candidates, right? Including efforts that help flip local commission seats from red to blue in Hamilton County. Since she's been at the TNDP, she's pushed that bottom-up rebuild from the party's infrastructure, reorganizing all 95 counties. And for those of you that haven't paid much attention, there's a gazillion, well, there's only 95, but many of those counties, Republicans are running unopposed. And Rachel's, and she'll get a chance to talk to us about this more, but I know her focus is like, we need to organize locally. And she's really helped rebuild that local infrastructure and that local leadership. And then also that helps make it easier for those candidates to run in those areas. And she's making that happen statewide. Now, as a Tennessee Democratic Party Executive Committee woman since 2018, she's represented Tennessee as a delegate at the Democratic National Convention. And another thing we're going to talk about today is like, how do these two organizations work together, and what does that mean? But she's been all these years volunteering at local and state campaigns and helping candidates connect with voters and building strategies so that they can win. And she's also got a beautiful family. I had the opportunity to meet her husband and at least one of her, I think I met both of her daughters, but I know I met the one that has horses at an event not long ago. A beautiful a husband and a couple of daughters. And Rachel, we're really excited to have you here today, and we'd love for you to come on over and join
Rachel
us.
Campbell, come
Rachel
on
Campbell.
down. And is it true that who was it? It was the comedian Will, who said, "I'm not a member of any organized political party." Will Rogers, I'm a Democrat.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's about
And it
right.
tracks. It really does. How are y'all doing today? Thanks
Fine.
for
How are
having me.
you?
Good. Thanks
This
for
is
coming.
exciting. A little nervous, but exciting.
Oh,
I'm always nervous.
Yeah.
yeah. That's why I drink.
So,
Wish I still did.
well, you're just having a soda today,
I'm just
aren't
having
you?
Coke. It's my security blanket.
And you're having it, and I'm going to make you say what you got holding your Coke today.
Listen, Roll Tide, and I still love Tennessee Vols. They're my second favorite, and I'll cheer for them over anybody but Alabama. But
Fair enough.
I am a big old Alabama fan. But to be fair, I married into it. It was not a personal decision.
Okay, fair
We
enough.
understand.
We understand.
You got to
We
do what you got to do.
understand. Yep.
Anyway,
That's right.
well, let's just dive right in. So, Rachel, what is the Tennessee Democratic Party?
So the Tennessee Democratic Party's primary job is to get Democrats elected, but it's also our job to build the infrastructure all across the state so that Democrats who are on the ballot have something to run with. There's already a built-in volunteer recruitment system. We have county parties in every single county. Like you said, we have 95. We've reorganized all 95 counties for the first time since 1995.
What does that mean?
That means that every single county party, and only a county party or the state party, can call a primary, which is why it's important to have established parties, because you want to be able to call Democratic primaries, because Lord knows the Republicans call primaries everywhere. So they can call a primary, they recruit candidates, they fundraise, they hold events, they do community engagement events, they do volunteer recruitment events, they do voter registration events. Democracy starts in county parties, both on Republican and Democratic side, but we have all ours organized. I'm not sure they have all theirs organized. So we're already
great.
moving forward. But yeah, I'm a big proponent of county parties. I was the county party chair for 4 years, but I was the vice chair of the county party before that. And that's how I got involved in politics, was through the county party system.
What made you do it?
Well, the right answer and the true answer is that I didn't wake up one morning and was like, you know what I think would be fun? I think I want to be in charge of Democrats. That was not my idea of fun.
Said no one ever.
Right. But I my first time really getting involved in a political campaign was on the Hillary Clinton campaign, and I was only phone banking for her. I was doing some national, I'd never done it before. It was really scary. But I had been working to get things done at my daughter's school board. They went to public school in Chattanooga, and lobbying school board for some time, not realizing that was political work. So when Clinton lost, I fell into I wouldn't say a deep depression, but almost like a internally violent anger over the situation. And I was definitely acting out on the internet. And my daughter says, who I love dearly, my youngest, who never has any problem cutting through the shit, but she was like, Mom, I think it's great that you're so engaged, but you need to stop doing it on Facebook because you're really starting to embarrass me. And I'm in middle school and I can't, because when you're that age, her parents and their friends. So she was like, you got to go do what you tell me. If you don't like something, go fix it. And so I just literally Googled Democratic Party in Tennessee and found my county party, who was going through transition themselves at the time. So I went to the reorganization, joined up, and then have been working my way to this position since then. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I'm not one to run for office. I'm an organizer at heart.
Yeah.
So all politics is local.
All politics is
local.
That's right.
And so anybody listening to you out there, if they want to get involved, they can go to their county party.
Yeah.
And you can find your county party by going to tndp.org and
we
go
will
to the
have
county
those
party
links.
page. They're there, and
We'll
you
have
can
those
find them.
links.
You can get right involved that way.
So, we recently had an election and we had to vote for some things that were in the Democratic Party. What is that like? What elected positions are in the county party?
Anything that is partisan is involved in the Democratic Party. But you also have municipal elections that don't have Republican or Democrat on them. We want to be involved in that too. Where there is someone getting elected, if that person can affect public policy, we are interested in it, and we want to put a Democrat in that seat. So every office that is on the ballot, from school board to comptroller to governor, senator, president, we are involved in that process, and we call primaries for those seats.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you say call primary, what does that mean? Because I never thought about because there's a lot of rules of like you have to qualify with. But anyway, go ahead.
There's two ways to get on the ballot, but in the Democratic Party, and it's the same for the Republicans, but we'll speak about it as Democrats. A county party can caucus, which means a group of people can get together and say, we like this guy, we declare him our nominee through a caucus program. Or the county party will call a primary. We call the state party calls like presidential party. We call it primary. And that means you send them a letter that says that the Democratic Party is going to hold a primary for school board and all of the offices, blah, blah, blah. You list them out. And then that means that on your ballot, when you go to vote, if you went into the election commission or your polling location, you can say, I want a Democratic primary ballot or a Republican primary ballot. In Tennessee, we have open primaries. Don't let anybody fool you. We have open primaries. You can vote in either primary. But we hope you'll vote in the Democratic primary because that's how we can count you. That's how we know where there's more Democrats. That's how we get more support from the national party when we can identify how many Democrats exist in the state.
But there are sometimes when this might be strategic to vote in the other.
I hear where you're coming from.
No, I mean somebody was having this conversation with me, and I hadn't really thought about
and
it.
They're trying to make that illegal.
Right.
They are trying to make that illegal. Well, they have made that illegal, except for
it's unenforceable.
Come on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If the Republicans wanted the primaries to be closed, they would make them closed. They own the legislature, change the law. They don't want to do that because they want Democrats to strategically pull a Republican ballot to vote in their local elections so that they, so they can win their primaries. Because in so many places in Tennessee, it's unlikely a Democrat will get elected, and so the election is in the primary. But look, when you pull a Republican primary ballot and not a Democratic primary ballot, like I said, we don't know you're there, so we don't know to reach out to you. We don't know to target you for a door knock or a phone call. But also, it lets Republicans believe there's more of them than they are, and I'm just of the opinion that they just don't need to think they have a bigger group than they do, because they don't.
I got
They
you.
don't.
I hear you. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Except in some, we'll talk later.
Yes.
There's
Okay,
sometimes where there can be a strategy to it. I wish that we always pulled Democratic primary ballots.
Well,
Yeah.
an aside, I actually went canvassing in Indiana in 1980 to get George Bush on the ballot in the Republican primary for president because I was so opposed to Ronald Reagan. So I actually worked for George Bush to get him on the ballot.
I wouldn't say that too loud. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Good, you get her.
I'm among friends.
You're among friends.
Yeah.
I mean, I was raised in an evangelical household. I had a lovely, lovely home, lovely family, but I was raised in church. So my very first vote I ever cast, the first and last time I ever voted for a Republican, was for George Bush.
Oh, wow. Wow.
This is the first time I've said that publicly, so breaking news. But
wow, that's really
the
interesting.
I mean,
Well,
I was 18 and from the cradle to the polling location,
There you go. Well, so that kind of, I mentioned it in your introduction, like Tennessee was blue for a long time. And now we have this this like oppressive supermajority. How did that happen?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things that have changed in Tennessee. We've had demographic changes. We've had cultural shifts. We've had people that have moved here from all over the country who move here thinking they're coming to a less liberal place and not realizing they're coming to an oppressive place. But the truth is that when we had the power, we didn't protect it, and we didn't do the job that we needed to do as Democrats to make sure that we made the case to everyone that we needed to make the case to so that we didn't lose. And when we went into the super minority, they redistricted us out of so many of our seats. But that also tells you that we're here and Democrats are out there, and it's our job to reach out to them and say, where did we go wrong? What do we need to do to make it right? And how can we bring you back into our tent? And that's what we're doing.
Are the policies of the Republican administration actually benefiting you?
Yeah.
I think if you take a hard look at that, I think the Democrats have a real chance to if they talk to people.
That's right.
Yeah.
But how do we deal with the gerrymandering? And like, I know what just happened with the Voting Rights Act, but all that did was just free them up to gerrymander Memphis because they've already gerrymandered Nashville. They could do it because we weren't protected by the voting. So it just gave them. How are we going to deal with that?
Well, the thing is, and this is the bad news. The bad news is we sued the, multiple different groups sued, the ACLU, the NAACP, some candidates sued, we sued, but we lost the stay, which means that the maps are in effect. The lawsuit continues. We still believe that we have grounds, but we are where we are, and these maps exist, and these are the maps that we're going to run in. That's the bad news. But the good news is, there's multi-pieces of good news. This gives Democrats an opportunity to not just focus their attention on Memphis or Shelby County or Davidson County or Knox County or Hamilton County, but you have to leave your comfort zone and go out into places in Tennessee where you might not already be. And we need to have more of those hard conversations all across the state, not just focusing in the urban areas. This is an opportunity, whether we wanted it or not, it's an opportunity for Shelby County candidates who are running in Shelby County to go into rural Tennessee and say, okay, my issues are not the same as yours, but help me understand and let me share with you what I want to do to help.
I love looking at it like that. I love that whole idea.
It's an opportunity to have conversations that we might not otherwise be having. We at the party are having them in county parties everywhere, but candidates aren't. But the other piece of this is that the Republicans drew these maps based on the 2024 Kamala Harris numbers, and those are not an accurate representation of how many Democrats exist in Tennessee. Yeah. It's not an accurate representation of how many Democrats existed in America. That election was just sort of a warning shot, like, hey, we've got a problem, we've got to fix it. Lots of people didn't vote for lots of reasons. We don't have to go into all the reasons in 2024 why they didn't vote, but they didn't. But they're coming back to the table now. Yeah. So the good news is we get to have these hard conversations with people that we need to come back to the table. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was going to, you mentioned it in your notes, Kelly, but I want to talk about Kamala Harris. How much of this is a backlash to the presidency of Barack Obama?
There's a lot of reasons why Tennessee shifted to the right. And I don't want to pretend that racism wasn't a big part of it, because it was, but it's just not the only part. Yeah. And if your value system was so terribly affected by having a black president, then maybe you should rethink what your value system is. Yeah. Because Barack Obama was an extraordinary president. He wasn't the best we ever had, but he was an extraordinary president. And I think the best is yet to come when it comes to presidents, but we're just waiting on a woman, so we'll see. We'll see. But certainly racism played a part in it. And I also believe, I know there's been a lot of discussion about this autopsy from the DNC. I don't think we need an autopsy to understand that misogyny and racism exist still in politics. And there's no way to discount that in this election.
Yeah, and xenophobia too.
That part too. That's right, absolutely.
So I love Michelle Obama. She's like one of my heroes, and she always says, "When they go low, we go high." And sure thing, right? And I think what's
really works so well for us.
What we've seen is like people are like, let's get in there and fight. So here's my question for you: When is it okay to say fuck?
As chair, it is appropriate to say fuck when any other word just won't do, strategically and appropriately. But as Rachel, the chair, I say fuck whenever the fuck I want to say fuck.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, but like
that's what we do on this.
When the legislature rips Memphis of their representation, fuck that. Yeah. When they're banning books so that children can't go into a library and read a book that brings them closer to their community or understand someone else's community, fuck that. Like when it's sometimes bipartisan coordination is the word of the day, and sometimes it's just fuck, because that's the word that we have that we can use. So I try to use it publicly because it stresses my team out when I do the least amount possible, but also sometimes the only thing you can say is fuck this shit. This is so fucking bad, and the only way to make it better is to go out and vote so that we can get rid of these assholes. Yeah. Right?
Yes,
like
exactly.
I'm sorry if I just said too many words at once, but
no, I think that's great. I think we had this conversation when all the ice stuff was at its height.
Yeah. And boy, I caught some stuff over that. I don't care.
I don't care either. Yeah. Like, right, fuck ice.
Fuck ice. What's another word for these are horrible humans doing horrible things to decent and good people? Am I just supposed to say, please don't do that again? That's not nice.
Yeah, that's not nice.
Yeah, the Nashville nice.
Yeah. Look, respectability politics matters. We should be respectable and respectful when it is warranted. But when it's not warranted, I don't owe you any respect. Yeah. You're not respecting me.
I'm not going to give Charlie Manson the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah,
There you
You
go.
know,
exactly.
just-
There you go.
I mean, I don't disagree with that.
So, Rachel, how do you guys identify? How do you find candidates? Like, I know that part of what you're doing is also like helping finding these candidates and making sure we've got candidates on the fucking ballot.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, exactly.
So, how does that happen? And or what role does the state party play?
So at a basic level, that's why county parties are so important, because no one knows your community better than you know your community. And you might be a great person to run for office, and you might be a county chair who's like, I think Kelli would be great. Let me call her and ask her. Or someone that you know, or you see a school board member and you think you should ask them to run for state house and build a bench that way. That's where a lot of these candidates come from, very organic. And then some candidates just say, fuck, it's me. It's my turn. I feel like I'm the right person. They do it on their own. But when we're looking for a candidate at the state party level, especially for like Congress, governor, Senate, we're looking for people that have built-in name recognition, the ability to raise money, because it is not cheap to run campaigns in this state, who lines up with our platform in a way that is productive and can move the politics forward, and who has the ability to go out and campaign. It's not easy to find a perfect candidate. There is no perfect candidate, but TNDC has an abundance of amazing people out in this state who want to do good things for their community, and running for office is a way to do that. I'm an organizer, and I think there are two types of people when it comes into like the work of the party. There are people who organize and people who get organized. I'm an organizer who organizes the candidates. Like, you got to have both, and we've got a really great crop of candidates this year. I'm really excited. We've got a historical amount of county level candidates, which of course, as you mentioned, is the thing I'm the most excited about.
No, yeah, I'm very excited about that too. When I was watching the when they ousted the Nashville, what they call Gloria Johnson, Tennessee 3.
Yeah.
I was working and I had it on playing, and every time one of those jackholes would get up and speak, I would Google them, unopposed.
Yep.
That's right. And even Gino.
Yeah.
I mean, ideally, we have a candidate running in every single, that no Republican is unopposed. We are not there yet, but we have more this year than we've had before at sometimes, and less than we'd like to have. I'd like to have one person running against everybody, so no one walks in unopposed, but that's not the reality we live in. But we're really proud of the crop of candidates we have this year.
You know, you talked about aligning with the values of the party platform. What about accepting people who are not in step with everything? The bro candidates is what I'm thinking of, or the people who have.
By that you mean
Cheers.
like
the Plattners,
like Plattner,
or Fetterman.
Plattner or Fetterman, who may not align with everything, and this Tallarico in Texas is an example of someone.
Mondami, right?
No, he's
that's right.
He's perceived as having a more Christian. Well, he is, you know, in other words, a more faith-based than most people would expect out of, you know, the cookie-cutter Democrat.
Right.
How far are we reaching out into drawing in people who may not have every slot filled on the...
One of the problems that I see in the different factions of the Democratic Party, and the Republicans don't have this problem, because Republicans fall in line and Democrats fall in love, and that can sometimes be a good thing, but it's failing us right now. We have got to get more people in our tent. Purity tests, political purity tests, are the death of the Democratic Party. I'm not going to agree with everything that you agree with or you agree with, and you guys are certainly not going to agree with everything I agree with. And God knows I don't agree with everything my husband agrees with. Like, everyone has a different opinion about things, but as long as we agree on more than we disagree, and the things that we don't disagree on are like, yeah, murder's fine. Like, I mean, it's fine. In Tennessee, we can't afford to lose a single Democratic voter, and the only way we're going to win is to add voters in by either registering them or convincing them to come back to the table, or engaging with people who have decided not to vote for us, not to vote at all, right?
Yeah.
I often tell people that our tent has to get a lot bigger, and there has to be more entry points. And I don't care if you have to climb in a window or get thrown through the chimney or burrow up underneath the baseboards. We've got to get more people in our tent. we are just not going to agree with. I do not agree with everything that Hillary Clinton stood for, and I did not agree with everything that Bernie Sanders stands for. But I sure would have voted for either of them to be president because they would be better than what we have are now. Yeah. Fetterman, glad he's not my senator. Glad he still caucuses with the Democrats. I don't understand what his gig is. I'm only moderately knowledgeable on Plattner, but look, he and his marital problems those are their problems. There is no perfect candidate. But the Trump Republicans and Donald Trump and the Republican Party are killing our democracy. They are pilfering our treasury. They are abusing women. The things that they are doing are vile. I'll take a regular old run-of-the-mill Democrat who's made some mistakes over any of them any day of the week.
Hear, hear.
Absolutely. I love that.
Yeah.
I also resonate with the fact that we aren't going to agree on everything. And I think that's what we need to have is
That's
more ideas and more opinions at the table, and then we get to a better place.
Right.
I mean, look at the Republican Party. They are so depraved right now because they all decided that we don't really like Trump, but we're going to agree with everything he says. And look what has happened. But on our end, we've got to find a way to disagree. That's why primaries are so important. Disagree in the primary, come together in the general. Disagree in private. You're up one team in public. Yeah.
Always. Okay. Well, so Rachel, my last question for you is, so you've been the chair. You've been doing this for a long time. You've been the chair for the past
about a year and 2 months.
Change.
Yeah. January of last year.
Yeah. So what excites you most about what's going on, what you're seeing? What brings you the most joy about what's happening right now?
The thing that I'm the most excited about are the people that I'm getting to meet along the way, like both of you. This is probably one of the more fun things I've done in a long time, and I don't know if you could see me over there. I was just smiling so big because I was just enjoying being in this space with you.
Yeah.
I've gotten to meet people that I never thought I would get to meet, and I'm not talking about Gavin Newsom or Hillary Clinton or Kamala Harris. I'm talking about people in rural parts of Tennessee who literally get their water out of a well still. I don't know what that's like, but I'm learning. I'm so excited about the young people that are showing up now doing the majority of the organizing and volunteer work because they're excited to see that there's a party that's working here again, but also that on the national scale, we're having hard conversations about what it means and how difficult it is to be young in America. Those are the things that I'm excited about. I love spending time with county parties. That's my heart and soul is county parties. So getting to see all of these county parties organized. Is it cool to meet Gavin Newsom? Yes. Did I think that he was great? Yes. I've gotten to meet some really interesting and cool people, but they go away at the end of the day, and all of these Tennessee Democrats are here with me, and I have enjoyed that most of all.
That's awesome. Love that.
I have enjoyed that most of all.
Anything else, Sue?
No. I have a renewed enthusiasm and hope after talking with you. Thank you so much.
This has been a pleasure. This has been a pleasure.
And we will be putting links to ways you can volunteer, ways you can get more information. I mean, if you want to vote for some, we had a guest on Run for Something. Yeah, we had her on. And
she's great. Yeah, that Run for Something program is amazing.
Amanda Lippman. Anyway, so thank you so much.
It's always fun to talk to you.
It is great fun. What are we going to talk about next?
I'm not sure.
No, you
just
stay.
Sit tight.
No, sit here.
You can sit here and
Because
protect
who
me
have we
from
got
the abuse I'm about to get.
Upcoming shows. You want to talk about it, or do you want me to talk about it?
Well, you're first. They're
okay,
your shows.
All right. Next 2 weeks from now, because we drop every other Wednesday. Rachel Owens, realtor, talking about the housing market, and not just in Nashville but nationally. And is it really location?
All right.
Yeah, and then the next
one is
that,
we're really excited about this next one.
The death doula. We have a death doula coming on, Bree Clark, who handles the death cafes for AARP's Senior Planet. I'm a member of the Death Cafe community, and once a month a lot of really old people get together to talk about. Yeah.
Getting ready to die.
and
I
she
have
is a-
never heard of this before. I will be listening.
She is a death doula who helps people make their plans and make the passage.
You know what? That is a calling.
It is.
That is a
Gotta be
calling.
a Gotta be a calling.
is.
Yeah.
And then talk
And
about your
then-
next one.
We're going to talk about basketball in Nashville. I'm so excited. Nancy Van Reese is going to come on and talk about the new team. By the time she gets here, their name will be announced.
Yes,
and we'll know
we're
whatever it's
hoping
going
that. And we're going to keep plugging the past guest taste test for the mayonnaise showdown.
Hey, listen, I know,
Tell me more about this.
well, so there's this whole debate about what the
There's
best
no
mayonnaise.
debate.
Well,
no
there's
debate.
no debate because
I have a debate about
Plate,
it.
Blue Plate mayonnaise has won in every
Hellman's.
test, and Hellman's has sadly lost.
but I like
And
Hellman's.
You won't if you take the taste test, I promise.
Okay,
And
all
there's
right.
been there's been at least 3 blinded controlled taste tests. And
By her, by the
no.
way.
I only did one of them, and Blue Plate has always come out on top over it because
Is
everybody
that
goes
the same
in,
as Duke's, though?
no, everybody goes in.
no.
Everybody goes in thinking they're gonna like Duke's the best, and they come out sadly.
Yeah.
One of my closest friends is like, she is a Southern cook. Like, she's always using, and she swears by Duke's mayonnaise.
Yes, she
I'm
has-
a Hellman's girl myself, but that's because I was raised on Hellman's.
I think
so
you would go for the blue plate.
Probably
I'm
so.
sure you would
Yeah.
go for the Blue Plate. So
So anyway.
but we have to work around. Elizabeth Cook is going to come back for this. This is actually
She's
her
out doing
idea,
her film
and she's
right
out
now.
promoting her
And
film,
then, Corey,
the Easy Kind.
Corey is out doing his new album with Old
So-
Crow. So
it's
and
gonna
then
be a
we've got
minute,
A couple of others.
But we're going to do it at D's, and it's
Yeah.
going to be a big time.
So
have to do an
anyway,
update on
You have to-
until then.
Until
all
then.
right. We've been doing this for a year and a half. We've been reading this. You'd think we'd have this memorized by now, wouldn't you?
If we ever did this part correctly, we might.
Okay.
You can follow us on the socials
Yes. Front Porch
at Front Porch
AF.
AF on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok.
TikTok, but never,
Ever.
ever. He's not.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah, it's not even Twitter anymore. But okay.
it's okay.
So until the next time,
When we gather on our audio front porch, grab a drink
and solve all the problems of the world. Cheers,
Cheers.
y'all.
Amazing. That's awesome.
That was fun.